Centers Nigel Barlington and David Gocool, with Leroy Wilkinson and Nicholas Mayhew on the wings and Keston Earl at full back. We've started with a beautiful kickoff here by Harvard, but here come Royalians early. That's York running a little laterally, manages to bring it down without losing it, but a big contact there. Looks like Gocool wearing number 21. It is secured by Royalians and they are taking the time. It looks a little dirty and a counter up coming in from Harvard's. But Royalians do look to secure with that monster pack they have. And here comes Mouse to settle things down for Royalians. Atiba Rodney pushes it wide. Fatis himself, who brings it in, sucks in defenders. The roll is coming on. Here comes Guerra making room for himself. Guerra out wide to Corey. Pulls it back. He's dangerous. Eventually tackled. Lots of men on the ball. Harvard's applying lots of pressure. And here comes that box kick from Guerra. Lots of time for Earl, who eventually puts his hand on it. No, here's Barlington playing in center today. Interesting. Pushes off one, making yards. That's his game. Brings it down, and let's see what Harvard's can do with ball in hand. They look to go right. Another box kick. Lots of them popping up, and here comes Walker with a big take. And he makes some beautiful yards. Eventually brought down again. Atiba Rodney clears over, and Mouse doing well. But here comes big Kareem Figaro. Settles it down. Mouse. Lots of patience here by Royalians. Beautiful so far. Here comes Guerra. Looks to slow it down. Back to Trezine. Trezine sucking in. Royalians starting to get that overlap. Here comes Mouse. Guerra. Wider to the danger man. That's Corey Edwards. Makes it 2-on-1. And here comes Michael Scipio. Scipio does well to stay on his feet. Eventually brought down. But they are making yards. Wendell joins the party. Out again. There's Guerra. Keeps it in field and some time for Earl. But in a little bit of a bad bounce, and Earl made to work. Here comes the pressure by Rodney. He beats him quite easily. Here he goes. Wide out to Barlington. That's the leading try scorer from 2023, who breaks one tackle. Brought down. Nothing really between the squads so far. And it is going wider. And it looks like Joshua. Out wider to the policeman. And out wide, but it might be knocked on. Hard to see from here. Oh, he's done well to collect it. Richard Stagland, of course, in the referee today, wearing the pink. Out wider. Taken in. Another big tackle. Lots of national talent out there. But Harvard's playing that quick ball they know to love. Cheeks out wider. Very, very dirty. Gocool having some trouble. And Rodney puts him down. They're back inside the 22. And here comes that counter up. But it's picked by Tight. Out wide. There's Leroy. Dangerous. Beautifully tackled there by JP. Very, very well done. The former Northern's man, but here comes another Wilkinson who's slammed back by JP. What's in JP today, folks? But it is high. And Cheeks does well, and he's just happy for the penalty. He taps and goes. Offside there by Mouse, and Staggy brings him back. Very interesting. Mouse. Keeldite, who does everything, is also now kicking for touch. So a high tackle for JP. He's got to be careful being pinged early. And Smokey is in the house. Let's see if he's going to raise the bar for the Royalians players. No touch judge yet. On Dite. Harvard starting to get a little ascendancy, and it's kept in by Michael Scipio. Wide the ball. Kareem manages to keep, but he's under huge pressure and he is tackled. Harvard's unhappy with that, but it's turned over. Harvard's ball. And they're making yards. Pushing on. Options to the right. Can they use it? Looks like Wilkinson's at the base. He is. Anybody seems to be able to go into scrum off for Harvard. Passed out wide. The big man slam back. But it's loose. The young Damian Wilkinson. It looks like another penalty advantage for Harvard, who are happy to make those yards. Let's see the call. No, back it is. Here comes Dite again. Is he going to keep that tempo going or slow it down? Does look to just go for that line out again. A little bit of a miscue with the first kick. And does go back. And it is a much better effort there. And it's going to be a line out deep inside Royalians 22. Interesting. Let's see Tight against York. And there's a takedown this time. And they're willing to bring it down and set up that ruck. Here comes Cheeks to Clare. Joseph Quashie. What an inspiration to bring in from police. Out wider. He shows and goes, pushes off 1 and 2, and big take up there by Joseph Quashie. They are looping around. Can they adjust on defense? Royalians do a good effort to slow it down, but the big man is slammed back. What a tackle. We'll put a name on him soon. Harvard's though, get back. Cheeks out wide. Push back in. Harvard's playing a little bit loose, but it's working for them so far. Loose again. Out wider. It looks like, and who else? Nigel Barlington with his first try of 2024. Leading try scorer last year, wearing number 13. And wouldn't you know it, he's back on the score sheet. Take a bow, Nigel Barlington. So the score now 5-0 to Harvard. This game has big implications. Who's going to come out on top? Well. Played a lot of fullback last year, of course. Flanks for the national team. And now kicking for Harvard's. Arlington. Beautiful chip shot. And that is 7-0 to Harvard's. Early days in the first half. But the Royalians looking a little flat so far. They of course won the Rugby. And they might be having a little bit of a hangover. Who's going to turn it up for them today? Wazim Oliver. He can't play anything for the touch and enthusiast, but he's not doing too bad today. A little bit of a short kick. They need to clear it, and eventually done so by Wayne Garrett. But a little bit of a mistake. Of course, Royalians playing into the win in this first half. And Harvard's happy to take that scrum on the halfway line. Number 9, Tariq Cheeks for Harvard. Does a great job with those quick clearances, just keeping Harvard's on the front foot. But their scrum is going to be under a lot of pressure today. They brought the big boys. Harvard's definitely upped the weight, which they're going to need to do against this Royalians team. They're splitting the side. Joseph Quashie on the right, Nigel Barlington on the left. Want to create that space. And it's a big push here, but eventually it does come out. And Cheeks does very well, but Mouse puts them under all sorts of pressure. Eventually it's brought down. Mouse has got a release now. And it is turnover. And here comes Garrett. Tackling well before the 5, you would say. But here goes Garrett still. Lots of calls coming in. But he needs to get his foot down. He eventually does. And here's Mouse. Out wider. Very wide to Figaro. And here comes Michael. Not the most sympathetic pass. He's got to stay in bound. And he's trying to against a very talented player, but it is knocked on, unfortunately. Lots of pressure. But they work back. And they're going to get a second bite of the cherry. Felician Guerra looks to slow it down. Felician wearing number 10 today, of course, for Royalians. Very interesting to see how both these sides approach these set pieces. Royalians were spectacular at the line out in that final last week. And he pushes it up, could it be kept in by Dye? Oh, but Leroy does well. A little chip. But just doesn't manage to keep it in. And Royalians get the ball. Wazim Oliver to throw the pressure. Gonna have Harvard's happy to throw up Dice at 2. York is going to be competing against him. But I'll say one thing, Royalians have options. They have at 4, of course. Wyatt Garrett. Let's see how they approach it. Strong win in the first half. It's not going to be easy through. And they do go to 4. And it's stolen by Dight. But it is loose so far. Cheeks slam back. One thing about JP, he is putting in big hits so far. Here is Dight, who's tackled. But able to secure those rocks. And you're hearing Felician Guerra screaming it out. Goes wide back to Joseph Quashie. And not his best effort. Pushed just out. I gotta say, I'm very happy with these touch lines. Well done to whoever did those. I'm gonna get Nigel Barlington, who's starting at center. Actually, back up the line out. So interesting how all these players are just moving in and out of various positions. And they secure it at 2. And here comes Garrett to secure. And here comes that drive. Harvard's looking to counter, but it's loose. It is out though. They do very well. Can he get down? He does. That's Figaro. Mouse settles it at the base. Out to Felician. Big pressure. And he does so well to just take it back in and secure again. He's under all sorts of pressure by Barlington. He's got to get his knee down. Barlington might have won it. We'll see. No, it does look like it is still Royalians' ball. Very, very generous call there. But they were going forward. And Richard Staglin, recently coming back from reffing the Jamaica game, which was a great game as well. So it is Royalians ball just inside the 22. So far, the pressure from Harvard's able to quench Royalians. Michael Scipio on the wingers look pretty dangerous so far. Love this game on that score sheet. Wear number 24, of course. Oh, they're looking to split it again. Very tight blind side, but here comes Rodney. Oh, interesting. Might be looking to make some more space here for Corey Edwards. He is the danger one. Wear number 13 for Royalians. Big power runner for Tobago. So we set. Are they going to look to take that drive? Can Harvard's hold? And Harvard's actually applying a lot of pressure, but here comes that Royalians push. And Cheeks is coming. Here comes Rodney. He's put under pressure by Joseph Koshi, but he does so well. Out wider is Wazim Oliver. And it is an advantage for Royalians. It's a free play. What are they going to do with it? Out wider to Trezine. Trezine pushes off one. And it is dropped, but it's gone back. Are they going to play that advantage? They are. Corey Edwards cleans up. It's going back a bit, but it's still advantage. And they are going to come back to that penalty. And you're hearing that Jamaican voice screaming. I'm going to assume it's Chad. And here comes Felician. Now Kareem, what a contact. Big tackle. But he gets his knee down, so Harvard's have to release. Good realization of the law. Mouse looks again. Options out. Here comes Fattis wearing number 2. Pushes it up, sucking in defenders. Harvard's have to roll away. They eventually do. Here comes Mouse again. Oh, that's very cynical play. Very cynical there by number 8, but he's wearing 10. That's Joshua Marsan. He's lucky not to have a card with that one. Here comes Guerra. And he's tackled right before the line. They are looking to slow it. It might be an easy little pick and go here. We'll see what they'll do. And here's another pick and go. Let's see what the call is. Still there, Royalians ball. And here comes another phase from the big man. They pick and go. Beautifully done, but he's pushed very lateral. Could he steer in? He does. Wider now. Here comes JP who passes it. Here comes Walker. Yes! There's a try. And in that play as well, keeping them composed on the 5. But they've got so much power in that tight 5 of Royalians. And eventually they do bend and break, having to commit so many people to the ruck. Are we going to see Aaron Sylvester make the field today? So dangerous in the 7s. Would love to see him get a chance at ball in hand. Big deep bench also. Caleb Durham Diaz. Watching him in space is something powerful. So here comes Felician. They need the 2 points and he converts it! 7-all Felician Guerra. But Harvard's number 21, that's Go Cool. Pace for days. They let it bounce, not the cleanest. And here's the Angry Bird, wearing the headgear. Steps 1. Oh, he's making beautiful yards. I hope he stays in field. He does. No, he doesn't. A little bit silly there. All well and good to be the first man, but he's basically conceded touch. Just outside win. All sorts of options. Now, Arlington back in the centres. He was at the back of it, and here's Dite. Wins it again. Here's Cheeks. Very wide. And they're going to straighten it up a little bit low, a little bit dirty. But who else but Barlington to clean up very wide. There's Go Cool. Out. Somehow brought in. And he looks to step a little bit lateral. That's not the greatest option I've ever seen. Now they're going to let it run, and it's going to be a scrum all the way back. And it is a scrum. Number 2 there. Apologize for not having all the names. He did a little bit of an interesting kick. Not his finest work. He'll look to correct it shortly. So, Royalians ball. Center. And here comes that monster drive. They may want to continue that push and get the penalty. Here comes that walk, but it's turned over. It's Harvard's ball and lost. And Mouse correctly takes it down. Harvard's ball, it's the advantage, but just a knock on. Arlington flirting with that offside line, but here comes Corey out wide, and Kishan Walker drops it. And they're going to go back to the scrum. A little bit lucky there. Arlington flirting with that offside line. Wants to put a jam on Guerra. Both sides so tentative still. They want to see what Royalians want to do. They want to get Corey in that wider channel with Walker number 22 and Michael Scipio number 24. But Harvard's relentless in defense. So much speed in the centers with 13 Barlington. and 21 go cool. So we go again. Can Royalians get that monster push? It's going to take a lot out of that tight five for Harvard. It's going to cost them late in the game. If they could work them, not the deepest bench on Harvard's side, but they do look to push it. And here comes the team of Rodney. Very wide to Edwards. 2 steps. There he goes again. Eventually brought down by Ballington. No surprise. And Mouse settles it down. It's Figaro. Takes it in. Big hit off there. And sucks in about 4. Creating space. And it is a turnover though. Big play there by Harvard. And Dite has to take it back to the spot. But Harvard's at these breakdowns, it is a very different side. It lost the Ruggarama finals just 2 weeks ago. Dite pushes it down. Remember, they're playing with the wind. And they're happy to utilize it in the first half too. Brought it down smartly last time. Let's see how they approach this one. Up to Dite, but it is an overthrow. And it goes back to Figaro. He did it for the national team, he does it again. Brought down, lots of pressure, but it is going wide. JP, do not pass that ball. He is tackled. House. Overlaps are coming. He pulls it back. Here comes Guerra. Wide again. And Figaro. He's playing so well. They're looking to apply that pressure to the tight side, but it's loose. And isn't cleaned up. We'll see whose ball it is. It is Royal. No, here comes Dite. Pushes off one. Back inside. It might be go forward. No. Still Harvard's ball. Looks like cheeks on it. Harvard's brought down. Nutsman insists on somebody by. Going wide again. Tackled right in front of the sticks. And Harvard's got men very wide if they can get it out wide to Leroy. They pull it back. Go against the grain. And he is met hard. But they do manage to keep control. They slow it down now. Joseph Koshi by the ball. Damian Wilkinson. No. Apologies. That's Joshua Marsan who's tackled. Here comes that counter up, but it might be too late. Harvard. Wider. Tight. Beats one. Ballington now steps back in. And tried up, but 2 looks imminent for Ballington. No, he's brought down somehow. They slow it down. Wide ball now. It's going to be tight. Could he hold it? Back inside. Joseph Quashi. Eventually gets it down. Leroy, no space so far. And I'll tell you something. That looks like Keston Earl playing scrum half. Nobody back. Ballington. Repelled. Still Harvard's ball. This is going to be phase number 10 now. Cheeks slowing it down. Wider. The big man. Tackled well by Guerra. But they're starting to roll. Here comes Dite looking to push it out. Trezine in that dangerous channel. There goes a little bit of a mismatch. And he steps 1. Steps 2. Just doesn't trust his winger. And it might be stolen. No, offside unfortunately there. And it might be a card. It is. And we'll see who gets it. And it's Corey Edwards. What a loss early on, but that's the right call. A little bit cynical foul on the 5-meter line, and I'll say big credit to Staggy. It is a very big game and it's hard, but you've got to make those calls. So how are Harvard's going to approach this now? Are they going to call that scrum, suck in all the defenders and create that automatic overlap? Or do they really not trust maybe a tight 5 and might trust to just run it and set up that first phase? Assume that's Mark Griffith. Here comes Dite. A pop. Step back inside but tackled. Looks like a pick. Cheeks now. Looks to go one wider. Nicely done. He might score there. And it is a turnover for Royalians. And here comes Guerra. It's half an overlap. Here comes Walker. Slams in a field. A little bit of a... Oh, they let it bounce. Audacious. Angry Bird's gonna tackle him. He does. And Harvard give up all that good work. Oh, he tried to get up. Big mistake. York needs to go on plate. York should go. York should go. York slowing it down. Not sure why. Harvard's adjusting. Now they're all on side. And Mouse really slows it down. But again, just a gentle reminder. Harvards are playing with the wind. And Royalians might just want to get out of this half. Getting the scores tied. The wind, they're going to have a little bit more effort. The breeze is slowly dying down. Felician pushes it with a perfect kick just into the Harvard's half. So far, Dyte has been able to quench any sort of drive. But here comes Garrett, and he takes that and brings it down, and here they come. They've got to be patient at the base. They let it break last time, but they've got to slow it, and they do. Who else would you want back there but Wazim? Harvard's trying everything, but you got to do better than that. No need to break off yet. It looks to be splintering. It is splintered, but Harvard's got to make it available now. Here comes Guerra, and it is a turnover for Harvard. Unfortunately, Royalians did not identify it, and when they came down, and he's doing it again today. Pressure again. Harvard's trying to get that little bit of an early engagement. They know they're under the cuff. They've got to bring it down. And a monster push there. But it is brought out and it's loose. Garrett with some football skills. Eventually tackled. It looks like go cool. But they're all the way back in their 22. Royalians do not want to give away a penalty now. JP has got to stay disciplined at this breakdown. And he does. Cheeks out wider, but it's loose again. And here comes the team of Rodney. And they roll around. Back inside. Looks to be offside, but we'll see what the ref says. Guerra holds it in. Rodney wants them to come a little bit closer. They have it now to the right if they could use. Can Mouse identify it? Here it comes. They've got it way wide. Out now, Trezine straightens it. He knows his limitations. Horton, can Barrington get over? He can't. Here it goes. Mouse. Oh, just dropped. And it's a little bit of pressure now. Angry Bird with work to do. He's going to play it. It's a live ball. Just unlucky there. But here comes that Royalians pressure again. It's a big push. And it is Royalians ball. Options both sides. Time for this back line to stand up and shine. They've got it exactly where they want. Rodney to one side. Guerra the other. Guerra might want, they could just take that extra push, and here they go. JP's got to adjust and clear it. Out wider. Here comes Walker for number 2. And Keyshawn Walker has got a double. Beautifully done. Michael Scipio doing his job out there. Big effort. I'll tell you, Mouse is having a barn burner as well. Great foot positioning at the base of the rock. So far, clean ball. And he can be very proud of his effort. I'll tell you his number if he just turns ever so slightly for me. Number 29. So, Felician Guerra steadies himself. Felician. And he's done it again! Felician Guerra takes his score to 14 Royalians, 7 Harvards. Harvards have got a response on Barlington. A little bit longer. Rodney underneath it, clears it well. Rodney slammed by none other than Barlington. But he does beautifully to bring it down. Angry Bird distributes. And Guerra clears. A lot of work here for Cheeks. It's high and hanging. But he does beautifully. Brings it. Beats 2. There's Cheeks. A chip and go. Brought down by Rodney, who very beautifully finds some room. And Guerra. Big pressure again. Very loose. And it is eventually. We'll see the call. A few bodies on the ground. So it is a penalty for Royalians. And again, they just want to get into the half close. And a little bit of a chip. It looks like he kicked it out on the full, and it's going to be a Harvard scrum. He went for the victory there. And finally played against him, but it is another scrum. Let's see if Royalians have that same pressure. Somebody has got to step up for Harvards now. Secure that scrum. Luckily, they do have Odell on the bench. He is definitely that body you need. Ball in by Cheeks. Big push coming. It's very dirty. Mouse, a lot of pressure on him. Looks to be one. And it is back. Out wide. Ballington steps back in, as he's done so often. Right in front of the post. Brings it down. Leroy, surely he's going to get a chance. Joseph Quashie. Loop around by tight. And easy as you like. Try time. A national captain, Shaquille Dight. And not the best effort we've ever seen. So that brings the scores to 14 for Royalians, 12 Harvards. Exactly where Harvards wanted to be bringing it back. Here comes that big, beautiful kickoff. York lets it go right through. And here comes Cheeks again. Wider to the big man. High. And brought down. It is a high tackle. Well spotted. And they're looking to up the tempo. Brought back, just not taken at the mark. Tight. Remember, they want to slow it down. Save their tight five. He just wants to utilize this breeze. He pushes it. And Scipio keep it in. No, unfortunately he can't. So it will be a line out for Harvard. Big rain coming. Only going to play into Royalians' favour. Slowing down those rocks, making it more difficult. But here come Harvard with a beautiful line out option. Cheeks looks to clear. But they're going back blind. Here comes Dight. Throws and goes. Right back into the traffic. It looks like Garrett brings him down. Cheeks again. Options to his right. Marsan right over him. Ought to be released there. No, it's stolen. Here comes out wider. Guerra. To Rodney. Rodney, could he find him? The danger man. Very wide. And dropped. How could he do it, folks? Very, very unfortunate. You cannot let those opportunities go. You've just got to get that channel one foot in there for Harvard. Make sure it's clean. And you'll notice Joseph Quashie recognizes that his scrum half is under pressure and goes right behind. He is. But here comes that pressure and it is stolen. Wants him Oliver. Picks up. Makes 5 yards. They roll around. Very wide. Not the cleanest. But here's Corey. Corey to Angry. Angry. Swung around. His knees are down. Harvard have to release. He eventually does. Out wider. Guerra. Corey. Gets his hands free. Walker under pressure. Oh yes, that's Walker. Takes it down. Guy tries to get over, but it is cleared. And here comes Edwards to hold. And here comes Michael Scipio. Back inside the Angry Bird. And they're making yards now. And that is beautifully done by Keston Earl. From fullback wearing number 2. He gets his hands into it. Mouse, that is the second time he's done it. Michael Scipio looking a little injured. Harvards want that ball. But we'll see what the call is. I'm telling you something. Royalians not getting back from those penalties is going to cost them another card. We do have an injured man here, Michael Scipio. Takes a little knock to his knee. Oh, his calf tight. Happy to take the yards. Cuts out a special 20. So far, York unable out the approach, but here it is, one again. And here comes Cheeks. Not as clean as pass, it's bobbling. But Joseph Quashie knows what to do in this situation. Throws, slams it up. Rodney, shrugged off. But clean ball again. Harvard really using those rocks. Dight steps back in. Corey, can he bring him down? Go cool, looks the break. And he's eventually tackled but gets his hand free. And here comes Dight. 2-on-1. Unable to use him. Atiba also having some trouble getting up. Harvard, yard after yard. The tight fight taking a time to adjust so. Wider to the big man. Drops it back. Slam down. And it is knocked on. The one man, he didn't want to use it there. And Joshua Marsan wants to take ownership. Harvard slowing it down. Happy for this another scrums. And they're getting the space they need. No need for Mouse to clear, but he does. Out wide, Rodney pushes it to Walker. Walker steps back and pushes it through. And here comes that race with Diaz. And it trickles into touch. Good work, you've got to slow it down.
Half time.
Half time is the call. Folks, we're going into half. 14 for Royalians, 12 for Harvard. We'll be back.
Frank!
Start very strongly. No mistakes now. Harvard. It doesn't look like any changes have come on really for either side, bar that injury. We'll see how I'll tell you another man that's playing well. That's Ori Wilkinson. Hooker for Harvard. So here comes that kick. Angry Bird pushes it. Knight looks to be underneath it. He brings it down. Met. JP Williams doing his job. Tackling and not getting his hand on the ball. Brought down by Harvard again, but he might have a man over. And it is. There's Pattis. He read that like a book. Are they going to utilize that scrum again? Or go for the line out? We will see. Lysian with the win, happy to get that line out. It's going to be a hard exit strategy for Harvard, and it looks like young Michael enjoying the festivities. That is exceptional kick. The see all you need is a little lob. Here's Wazim. We'll see how they approach it. They do go deeper 4, and it is just not straight. The whistle blows not straight, so it is going to be a scrum for Harvard, but they are not out of the woods yet. They're going to be kicking. I don't know why, but it looks like Angry is going very tight up. We'll see if it works out. Big scrum again. Is it going to be a turnover? It is turnover. Here comes Wazim. Brought down. Man to the right. To Rodney, who pulls it back towards his big man. He's going very wide himself. Rodney. Eventually tackled. And it is a advantage for Royalians. Here comes that pick and go. The big man. Looks like Oliver. He's tackled. Brick by brick. They've done it in the final. They go back. And it's going to be back for that penalty. Felician might look to push the tempo or just take the scrum. He does go. Felician. There's a big man. Can he be tackled? He is. They've got to get over him. And they do. Eventually cleared. Wazim over the ball. Wazim might look to go himself. But big pressure from Harvard. Picks and go. Pattis. Not there. Harvard's hands coming in. But it is a penalty for Harvard. And here comes Knight. Oh, I'll tell you something. Royalians could send that man a Christmas card. Because Knight was on his bike. Cheeks with the ball. A little bit unfortunate there for Royalians. He got a little too excited. Walker gives a Tobago version of instructions. Not exactly sure what he said. Caleb seems to understand. With Knight kicking into the wind. We'll see it how it works out. Caleb could keep it in, you know. And he does. It does go back. Here's Walker. High kick. But now he can call him Mark. No, he doesn't. He goes himself. Pushes off one. Wellington with that stiff arm. Breaks 2. Mendes wide. Kick through. Angry Bird with the ball. No, he lets it bounce. And here comes Earl. He's got to drop on it. He doesn't. What did he do? Kicks it back. And from a 5-meter scrum, it is now a 5-meter scrum for Harvard. And every clean hook here. And I don't think they're going to be able to keep it at the base for long. Cheeks has got to clear early. You'll notice Joseph Quashie right behind the scrum, giving Cheeks an easy pass out. No depth, just something easy to get that back line firing. Wellington to the left, go cool. And there's a big, powerful scrum. Royalians, no need to force it. If they could just get their line out functioning, they would be unstoppable. Because the scrum is exceptional at this stage. Here comes Guerra. He's got the breeze. There goes Felician. Big bite, is he able to get out? And he does, beautiful kick by Felician Guerra. Are they going to play it out? Are they going to try to force a two to York? Not a lot of breeze. You think this will be bread and butter for a man of Wazim's caliber? We will see shortly. Dagi monitoring that street. One of Dyke's great assets. And it is eventually brought down by York. Well done. I just want to set up that rock. Harvard's looking to spoil the party. Make sure it's at the back. Eventually it is. House. Go cool, a mile offside. The slammed wide. And here comes Leroy. Back inside. There he goes. And he's on his bike. Leroy Wilson. Eventually tackle though. 5 meters out. And it's knocked on. Oh, Leroy, how could you?
Come on, guys.
There's that pace we know and love though. Gonna get another chance, so you just feel it. First touch for Leroy and he breaks 5 tackles. Here we go though. Big scrum. They're gonna take it for a walk and get that penalty. Mouse has got to be patient. He's got to just box out Cheeks. No, he's opening up for Cheeks. Not sure why he did that. And now Guerra under pressure. Finds a beautiful kick and could be kept in. Oh, that is exceptional. That is absolutely brilliant by Felician Guerra. Inside his own dead goal and takes it all the way back out to the 10. He gives the crowd a gentle wave. A man of caliber and class. Able to get tight up so quickly. And they do again. No, it's a little loose. That's what you wanted. And out wide, there's Garrett. Smartly brings it to his feet. And down and over. Are they going to just take the yards? He does just push it through. Angry Bird would work. And here comes Keston Earl. Keston Earl beats one. Not Caleb though, not in front of his wife. Brings it down. Counter tackle comes in. Wellington gets his hands. Brought down Corey Edwards over the ball. And it is won by Corey Edwards. Guerra taps and goes. Cheeks interfering.
He freaking offside.
Cheeks is going to get a card if he doesn't leave him, you know.
Smooth Cheeks.
And he's going to get a card for that. No, he's given a little blind by Staggy.
He get Corey.
Seemed to be very cynical. He wanted that card. And they're going to go for the line out now. Smartly done. Over wants that chance to get on. And it's coming down to this, folks. Line out Royalians. Still, I believe, 14-12.
Yeah, still.
Oh, 7-2 says join the party. And instantly starts flirting. Beautiful take there by Garrett. And Harvard, after hold him now. He's doing a little bit of a wheel there, but that's alright. Patience is coming in. Dagi telling them they do have to release, and it is down. Out wide, Guerra, pressure in his face. Tiba Rodney steps back in smartly, gets down, and Mouse has a chance. He does look to go. Pressure coming out, there's Corey Edwards. Corey, back inside to Angry Bird. And it's forward, unfortunately. And Harvard's backline pressure continues. Arlington. Here comes Tyreek Cheeks, and it looks to be stolen again. It is stolen again. And a penalty advantage, shaking him for a walk. Keeping Harvard's. Not sure why they're going right. But here they go. Guerra, one wider. Rodney! Almost out there. And he is settled. Pick back. Back inside ball. And the big man makes yards. They have that overlap. Wider again. York goes in a little bit high, but holds possession, gets it back. Wider, Rodney, deep ball left. Echo Walker slam back. And he was off snow, high tackle. Now are they going to pump it? They don't need to go quick, but they do. This is where discipline comes in. They know it's a little bit boring, but you got to utilize that scrum and line out in these positions. Every scrum ends up being a penalty. And if it continues, they may even get a card. Guerra, how is he going to approach it? Might just go for that line out drive again. Screaming at his pack as good as they're doing. The back line does look a little bit disjointed. Lots of ideas. Nothing really penetrated so far. And that is a kick right on the 5, folks. You know they're going to go to Garrett at 4. Very different scrum from Harvard side. He won a few man of the match games last year. 4 Harvards. Big ball carrier. Excellent tight head. Levy represented Trinidad at under 19 level. And a substitute. Damian Wilkinson might be joining the party. Damian Phillips, my apology. Another person who won, I believe, a man of the match. Damian Phillips. Will he be able to replicate this sort of form last year? So you know they're going to go 4. If they get it, they go 2. Beautifully done. And York brings it down. Trust in your jumpers. Setting it up. The back line is very deep for Royalians. They do win it here. But it is very dirty. Brought down. It's an open play and it might be a turnover. It is. Harvard's ball. They can't kick from here with this window. Push out. Oh, and there he goes. Here we go, folks. Corey Edwards. My goodness me. Not an easy tackle. Joseph. Tonight. Rodney gets it. Here comes Go Cool. Tackled. And it's Leroy. Another tackle. Rodney all over the field. Benji rolls away. Ball out. Big pressure. Damian Wilkinson. Brought down. And it is an advantage for a high tackle. Garrett tries to keep him up, but he does come down. Men are getting exhausted. And Tariq actually happy to slow it down. I think Royalians are thrilled that they didn't go for that advantage. They're coming back to the penalty. It looked like Mayhew broke there. Nicholas Mayhew. Oh, Harvard. And here comes Odell wearing number 1. Wants that ball in hand. You'll see here comes Odell. Making it pay. JP is putting his body on his line for Royalians. Another phase. Big carry! And here we go. Agri breaks it down and it's lost. Here comes Diaz. Uh-oh, folks. And it is a yellow card. We're going to see the player. It looks to be, he did take a high there. Unfortunately, that's Angry Bird number 25. And Harvard are in a wonderful position to capitalize. Oh, it's actually Walker who gets the yellow card. Double try scorer for Royalians. They have hit him a little bit high. We will have the footage to see. Big man with a beautiful run.
Anybody knows who number 16 is for Harvard?
No. Doesn't take him a team sheet?
No, they didn't put any numbers. And when I went across, they said, we don't have time for that.
Really? Isn't that? Okay, I will. Okay. Alright, thanks for that knowledge.
There goes Harvard again.
Let's us do the right thing. That's fine.
Cheeks. Wider. Joseph. Steps. There goes Joseph. Gets his hand free. The cast on wide again. Push down. And Caleb Diaz takes the 5-meter scrum.
We'll take it.
So it is a 22 dropout. The call is that it went over, pushed out from Harvard, and it was put down in the dead ball out. Is JP Williams, some huge tackles, big performance by the man, and also did not get into the channel for the fly half. Well done, JP. I think Royalians have got a little bit of a gem here in JP, and they're bringing out his best. Era, drop out, tight, lets it bounce uncharacteristically. Here comes the pressure. Here comes that pressure. But Keston Earl breaks. Doba's on the field, but he misses the tackle. Another missed tackle. Drop off. Brazil makes it. It's back though. Man to the left. Big offside. Joseph. Tight. Ballington. No. Ballington knocks off. And Corey picks up. And we're going to go back. My goodness me. Aye, my man. It's starting to drop some shoulders. And somebody has got to remind them that he can. Here it comes. They have set it. And it is a penalty again. Pouring in from the side by Odell. So interesting. And that is actually a fantastic call there by Staggy. And Gera smartly slows it down. A little smile appears on Smokey's face. And let's see that kick. Exceptional again. On the 10. But they're having trouble getting out of their half. Looks like Doba, wearing number 7, is at the back of Royalians. And it is loose and dropped there by Philip. But it might be, yes, it's an advantage to Royalians. Only leading by 2 points. It is a big counter rock. And it is knocked on. We're going to go back to that knock on. And it is a Royalians put in. No. Luckily Oliver is off the field. And here we go. Odell is holding it. They're not going to get a penalty from this. Out wider. For Rodney! And it dropped. But there you go. Oh, almost thought that he might have dropped it backwards. But that's the pressure. That's the pressure. Harvard scrum. Behind by 2. Here comes that big push. And they get it out. And it is another monster scrum. The set pieces working like a charm. Harvard's players are laid out. They look absolutely zonked. Cheeks, he's put his body on the line. But how much could a man take? Water being begged on for this injury break. O'Gara finds touch again. His boot has been working exceptionally today. And they're pushing it. I'll tell you, Royalians are spending a lot of time in their own half though. The wind has died down a bit. You've got to get that line out functioning. Backline unable to click so far. I just want to play for territory. Keston Earl does so well cutting out those angles. You'll see. Here comes number 6, Kevin Hercules Lewis. And it might be, is he going on the wing? No. So he's going to go to the pack, and it looks like Garrett is going to move to the centers, and Corey Edwards, number 13, moving to the wing. Royalians trusting the bench. That's not the best option. Eventually stolen. No, but it is knocked on. Well stolen. But it is knocked on in the front. And that is a disaster situation. You cannot have these mistakes only down by 2. Schoolboy errors at the front. You've got to complete that easy catch. But again, we're back to the scrum. And it is up to Odell.
10 minutes in one yet?
Still a man in the bin. Not sure how much time left on the clock. Chad screams again.
After we afraid much
So frustrated. Taking a look. Not a lot of time left in the spin bin, I'm sure. We'll find out just now. But this is the time that Harvard need a score. It looks now that Ballington has moved to fly half. Go cool at first centre. Leroy. Oh, they've split. My apologies. Joseph Quashie is so deep behind the scrum. Knows they're under pressure. But that's what you got to do. If it just comes squirting out, you can just tap it back to the fly half. And it is dirty. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Here comes Ballington. Steps. One wider. Here comes Leroy. Pace. And he is tackled, but he's made about 25 yards. And it's a penalty. Never release there. Caleb's got to get back. Joseph Quashie only down by 2. He's been there before. And they are going to go for this line out. That's a good enough kick. Line. Just need one score. Odell on the field, number 1. Look how tight they are. Almost stolen, but it is very dirty. Knocked on eventually. And it is an offside penalty. He knocked it on and then played it from offside position. That is the correct call. So for those who aren't 100% sure, the ball was knocked on by Harvard, and when another Harvard player who was in front of you have to think Harvard, that might have been their chance. Joshua Marsan has not given up the cause. Only 2. They've broken the line so many times. Number 1 for Harvard has had a great game so far. Actually, I think 2 of their players are wearing number 1. I'm not talking about Odell. Odell insults me. It might stay in, and it is staying. Exceptional. But Corey tackled, ball loose. Harvard's bring it down. Out wider. Very wide. Ballington. Can he get around Corey? No chance. Counter comes in, and another pick and break. Tight. Slams it. Blocked. Picked up. And it is Royalians ball. They've got a chance. Guerra. Chip. Can Guerra bring it down? Got a chance. Valencia. Yes. Shades of Johnny Wilkinson's chip and chase. And we're going to put a name on that. Side flanker, Trinidad bobsledder. And now, round 1, try scorer. Wayne Garrett, take a bow. You know, that's where champions are made. Roughly 65th minute, full-on sprint, and it's so beautiful. Here identifying that. They've got to put this kick through. Remember, right now, only leading by 7. A converted try, and Harvard's bring the score back. And he does it. Keep the lead to 9. It's a 2-score game now. That's young Damian Wilkinson. It's only a 2-score game. If they score soon, it's back on. Right to kick off. Just can't afford a mistake in this position. And it does look to go 10. And here comes Keston Earl. Beautifully done. Brought down. Rocks perfectly. Odell picks a goal. Wayne. That is very well done by Odell. And the big man. He's broken a few tackles today. I need his name desperately. Brought down. Cheeks. Joseph Quashie. Tight. Go cool. Drops. And half through. Now hearing that player. And Keyshawn Grounds, I want to hail out, that is...
Jane. We said his name was?
Joshua Hector.
That player is Joshua Hector. What a performance. Era's drop out again. This is a very dangerous position. If Harvard's take this kickoff and break 1 tackle, it's all on. It's going. Joseph Quashie under it. It's all on. Keyshawn Walker. Picks his pocket. To the left. And no beautiful counter up there, Harvard. But Keyshawn Walker. A little bit of an initial push by. It is a penalty. Pushing without the ball coming in. That is the correct ball again. Knight looks to go. Back to Odell. Big tackle there by Padova, is not rolling away. And Doba. That's what Odell is brought on for. Those big barn-burning runs. One score is going to change the complexion of this game. There we go. It looks like Joshua Hector is going to take it up. Can he continue his form? Passes it off. Slammed up. Exceptional work by those two. Out wider. Oh, look on. They couldn't afford that. But here it comes. Chance of begging. Up wide. Here's Corey. That's a kick. Good enough. Anywhere will do.
That's okay, we'll take that.
And they'll take that line out and burn some more seconds off the clock. It's tight stolen again though. Lucas taking his time to control it. Eventually does so, it is knocked on. And here it comes. Tight. Wider. Joseph Quashi pushes it. Tackled. Guerra must roll away. Counter ruck comes in. Well done. And they're going to go back. Beautiful counter ruck coming in. Joseph Quashi broke the line. Looked for somebody running off his shoulder. Nobody was there. Going back to the scrum, and Harvard have got to set this quickly. Larry bringing on some subs again. Might be Damani Alain. Not sure. There we go. Harvards know what they've got to do. They've got the players. They've just got to get this scrum set, and it is stolen again by Royalians. It's Royalians scrum. Here comes Guerra. Wider. Garrett. Garrett smartly does a throw. Gets his knees. Must be released. And it's turned over. Heston Earl being held up by Garrett. He gets down, so he's got to be released. Counter ruck. He's got to leave it now. Cheeks. Tight. Here comes Leroy. Wider. Marzan. Tackled by Caleb. Leroy. Not the best. Half through. And they're going to go back to the penalty. And they've got to go quick. Dyke knows what he's got to do. Dyke wants it in his hand. He pushes one out. The big man drops it back, but it has gone back. Down. Royalians started to rally. Battis illegally wraps around the rock. Here comes Cheeks. Wider. Leroy. Pretty break. Not against Wazim. Shrugged back. Ball still there though. Cheeks. They do have the penalty advantage. Not back. Somebody's got to do it now. If they score, they might just have time. But it's got to be now. I think Tyreek's taking too much time here, you know. Prop says he wants it. Up. Uh-oh. Holds it and slammed by Trezine. Trezine's fitness is improving. He's got to roll away. He does. Tight. Back inside. Marsan. Just can't roll away. Here comes Chiefs. Odell wants it. Tight. Chose. Drop back. Odell somehow manages it to hold on. And effort now being questioned. Joseph pulls it back. Only a little bit longer. Oh! Arlington! Corey makes it challenging. Corey drops on it. And it is push out and out of bounds. That is all you want. And that's going to burn about 20 more seconds off the clock. Right inside the 22.
Where's the breeze? No breeze.
Here comes Knight, brings it down. Pushes back to Cheeks. Barlington. Who else but he double try scorer for us? Takes it down. Corey with another tackle. But here comes Barlington. Away of the rules. Cheeks surveys his options. Goes left. Pushes. Tight. Wider. Dropped again. And here it's an advantage. But Harvard's happy to slow it down. Royalians, my apologies. And we're back to the scrum again on the house. And it's another penalty. They might want to just slow it down. No need to tap. Again, when you're leading by 9, just recall the scrum. Force them to reset and burn another minute off the clock. Oh, but Gera actually going for the line out. He's going to try to lose this ball, no doubt. Gera does find a lot of yards again. Time wasting walk at number 2. They go deeper and it's stolen. That's what Knight has to do. Wider. Joseph Koshi. A little bit loose. Joshua Marsan. 3 on 2. Takes back inside. Eventually tackled. Maito wanted to release it. And that's another mistake. So unlucky. Oh, so unlucky. I think when Harvards look back at their footage, they're going to say they had the opportunities to put it away. But lots of beautiful signs. It would be a very positive season for the men in green. So another scrum, another potential penalty, another potential 2 minutes off the clock. Very close, a man of the match time. I think I'm going to call probably 2 players. How could you really not go with that Royalians tight 5? I have to think about it. I think I'm going to make the decision on the Flubcast later this week. Oh, settles it at the base. Tyreek a little bit offside. But here comes Rodney. He pushes it deep. Leroy taking his time and lets it trickle out. One mistake and it's back to a 1-score game. Harvard's drop it to a 6-man line out. No, a 5-man line out. Knight. I'll tell you something, Damon Phillip has been a great option jumping at 2. Cheeks though. Where's it? Could he pop it? Oh, couldn't get his hands loose. Joseph Koshi made the run. Gera is Hector again. Might be turned over. Still Harvard's ball. And it is a penalty. They've got to go. They've got to score. Tapped. And the big man takes it in. He's been going hard all day. Wanzeb looks to get over. Another penalty. And here comes Knight. That's surely a cynical penalty. And it is a yellow card for Kevin Hercules Lucas. A little bit selfish there by Kevin, I'll be honest. Comes out wider. Joseph. Wider. Barlington. Here we go. Chance on. Oh, yes. Oh, dropped again. Harvard's creating the opportunities.
Yeah, that we're talking about.
Rodney going to take that second step. Start putting away some tries for Royalians. You'll see. Corey looking to adjust back out to outside centre as a promising player. They've got to put it together soon. Harvard's flirting again with that offside line. Then she comes back once and breaks at 8. Interesting call. And it's turned over. Not what you would think they would want to do in this position. And it might be another yellow card, we'll see. It is! And this time it is for Fatis. Tiredness taking a toll on decision making. Harvard's up by 2 players. 1 try and they're back in it. Even a kick would make it a 2-score game. Wider. The big man slams it home. Here comes Cheeks, Odell. Okay. Wider. Alexon gets his hands loose. Joseph, tight. And he got around him, yes. Doesn't want to be outside. Next up by tight, back on his feet. And there he goes. Good work, boy. Caleb.
Good work, boy, Caleb.
And there. And after a hard, intense game, Royalians able to close it out. What's the exhausted bodies? Round 1 action, game of the week, and Royalians have finished it off. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week. From Michael and the rest of us, over and out. And we're here with national number 8 and Royalians captain, the winning captain today, of course, Wazim Oliver. Wazim, exceptional performance by a scrum, winning almost everything, pressure in the line out. But is there any area you're a little bit concerned about going into round 2?
Before we speak on the errors, I just want to say congrats to the boys. We did a really good job in terms of our performance today. A lot of work went in during the week to come out with this victory, so well done to the guys. Thanks to the supporters and those who would have pushed us to be better. I'd say our main area of concern would be the number of penalties. We would have come out with about 3 yellow cards this weekend, so that's not good enough. We have some work to do in terms of staying offside, keeping the tackles low, so we'll be looking at that this week.
A little bit of a change this year, you notice in the scrum so dominant. Can the backline really tighten up and take Royalians to that next level and maybe bring one of the first ever victories and a title in the league this year?
I'd say for backline, tighten up, yes, but it's just about minimizing the errors. The guys really did well. It's just a lot of pressure. We can't discount Harvard's, their quality side. It put a lot of pressure on our backline, so we can't discount the work that they would have done to get into this position. Just got to tighten up.
Well, Wazim, congratulations. We'll be supporting you all year. All the best for the future. Thanks. See you all next week.
Thank you, Azam. Send me that as well, please. Thank you. Thank you.